Hey everybody, my name is Russ. That is Lauren, and we are a little behind the times on doing these vinyl reviews. I used to have ambitions of trying to get vinyl reviews out of stuff like right when the album was released. But one of the things that we do in our vinyl reviews is we often talk about value and price. And to me, those things are tied into more than just the quality of the pressing or whatnot. Those things are tied into usually into how much we like the record. And when you have a new artist putting out a new album, even if you're a person that buys everything from a certain artist, there's not always the chance that you're just going to love everything that they do. So that is why if you're seeing this, you're like, why are they just reviewing this now? That's a little bit of why. But Brandi Carlile and Elton John did a album together called Who Believes in Angels. And initially I was wildly confused. I wasn't sure, is this a Brandi album with Elton on it? Or is this a Elton album with Brandi on it? But I would say neither.
That's what they say.
It's almost like a new group, like a new duo,
Mm-hmm.
And I say that with having no knowledge of if they're ever going to follow this up or anything, like Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, maybe, but yeah, I would not call this a Brandi Carlile record with Elton on it, and I wouldn't call it an Elton, I think the peanut butter got in the chocolate and the chocolate got in the peanut butter.
That is exactly what happened. And that's what they're both on record, saying what happened. Elton has said that Brandi was able to pull music out of him that he didn't think he still had, and I think,
and we don't in these videos we talk more about the actual vinyl than we do the album, but yeah, she sure did.
Yeah, and it goes both ways, right? Because she's had been inspired by him for such a long time. I like the Brandi songs on this just as much, if not more, than a lot of her previous output.
I think if anything. And this is more an observation because I'm way more familiar with Brandi than you are. And I know the Elton John hits. I don't know a lot of the deep cuts, but overall, you're way more familiar with Elton John than I am. And I would say within the first, 20 seconds or so of each song, one of us would be like, oh, this is an Elton song. Mm-hmm. Or I would be like, oh, this is for sure is a Brandi song. Mm-hmm. But also, it also, none of it sounded just like, oh, well, here's an Elton John song. Like you say, it was like, I can tell Elton, this came out of Elton, but with her help and vice versa,
Absolutely. That, what is it? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. I feel like,
yeah. And it's just it's a solid record. It's one of those things where a lot of times, and I know Brandi is the younger of the two, but a lot of times and she's been in the game for a minute too, with aging artists, you just get people start to put out, at the risk of, I won't name any names, but at the risk of insulting artists of a certain age, when you start in with the Motown records, of oh, so-and-so sings all Motown, or whatever, people do that. And I like some of that stuff too. Mm-hmm. And also they are entitled to do whatever they want to as artists. Can. But when somebody is still putting out new and exciting music, this far into their career, I can do nothing but sit back and applaud it. Even if I wasn't even a big Elton John fan, or if I couldn't stand Brandi or whatever, I would still be like, well, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. You don't have to love everything to respect it.
I agree.
I happen to love this, but
I do too.
You don't have to. As far as packaging goes, now I think we get into some cool territory here. One thing I will point out, you will see we got the indie store exclusive. I don't think, or did we?
No, we got the regular one.
Okay, what's the indie store?
It was purple.
Well, purple. Okay. So it's a tricolored vinyl. I've said this on the channel a million times. There's very little I feel one way or the other about color vinyl. I've gone into detail in the past. I've only ever had one problem with a color vinyl. It was a split. It was blue on one side and white on the other. And I don't know what the issue was. I don't know if the white vinyl was contaminated, but it was very scratchy and poppy to the point where on every Revolution, it'd be clear, scratchy, not skipping, but scratchy. But that was one in the 2000 records I've owned. And this is, let me put it this way. Anybody who goes, well, there's a colored vinyl sounds the same. I always have, there's problem with colored vinyl. I have two things to say to you. Number one, black vinyl is colored vinyl because vinyl is not black. So they have to dye it black. So records are dyed black. So they're using the same dye that they would. So if you say you love black vinyl and you can't stand color vinyl, you're wrong. And then the other thing is, if I played this, did a blindfold test for somebody, no one would ever be able to tell. I mean, it's a fantastic sounding record. The other thing, and I think I'm going to hand this off to you to talk about it more. Well, not this part, but I love the aesthetic of it, the whole pinball machine looking thing.
Well, that was the thing. I had a choice. I could have gotten the purple one, but I liked the imagery on this one better, so I made that choice.
Oh, Hannah, I didn't even know there was a different cover.
Oh, it's completely different.
Oh, I'll have to look at that up.
I absolutely.
So what you're going to see in the pictures here is I always put the pictures up. It'll be the one with the.
Yeah, the other one is it's way more chill. It's just
yeah, I really like this one. I think this. Having never seen the other cover so far, I think this one fits it.
It absolutely.
The record.
I made that choice.
But one thing, and she'll be able to speak to this way better than I am, but I love that it was in there. The booklet in this is righteous. It's like a 10-inch booklet, probably 11 inches, somewhere around there. But it is. Yes, it's got your production notes and everything you're expecting from a booklet, but the story behind the song.
Every single song has a story from one or both of them talking about how the song came to be and what it like, why it is now and all this, that, and the other. And it's just so cool. Like, I know there's an accompanying documentary for the making of this album, and you're getting a lot of that information in the booklet where it's. We talk a lot about active listening on this channel. The booklet helps you actively listen because it turns it from active listening into like informed listening. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love knowing, why did they write this? Why did he do it that way? Yeah. You know, and you have all that information.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's rad. And I've always been that way with anything that I get. I mean, I've been, an avid reader of every lyric I can find since I was a little kid. I used to get so upset when I was a kid and I had like a cassette player. And you get a cassette, and there's like the J card would have like no fold out, because when you looked in there, and you could see it was a big fold out. It was like, oh, I'm gonna get all the lyrics, And then if anybody ever included the stories or whatnot behind the song was awesome. Talk about price and value. Now we've said this on the channel so many times. With the price of value these days in this economy, usually a 2 LP is about $40. This is no exception. This is $40 for this. For me, it goes into that ties into value to some extent, the packaging, because again, I don't care about the tricolor vinyl. It looks cool, but I care more that it sounds good. But like there are many 2 LP pressings out there that are a plain Jane affair that don't have like the big booklet or anything. I mean, they could have very much just put a one-sheeter in there that just had the lyrics, and that would be it. So that is part of the value for me of this, the fact that the packaging is actually like much better than the average 2 LP set that you find around town. Other than that, for me, I am big into how many times will I play this. I mean, Captain Fantastic's your all-time favorite. I don't think you're going to play it as much as that, but I think, let me say this, when an older artist puts out a new record, many people will listen to it like a couple of times, and then like even the artists themselves will like stop doing the new songs in the set, like a tour later. I couldn't see a point where you'd go, I don't really want to hear that again.
Oh, I'm totally right there with you. Like this is, in my opinion, the best thing that Elton has put out since The Captain and the Kid, which was the 2005 follow-up to Captain Fantastic. Right, I loved that too because I just love the the continuation of that story. But like, I've heard a bunch of other Elton stuff like from between then and now, and this is an absolute breath of fresh air for Elton John for me. Like this sounds like the guy that did Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
which is cool.
That's I love it so much.
And also I mean again, you're more familiar with that record than I am, but I would also sounds like the guy who made that making this and not forced. And I will throw a name out on this one. Like there's albums like Hardwired to Self-Destruct or Death Magnetic by Metallica. Those records sound to me like those guys sat down and they were like, well, let's make justice again. And, when it sounds forced is when I don't want it, you know? So this does not sound forced to me at all. So those are our thoughts. We love this record. We love this pressing. Drop a comment. Let us know if you're a Brandi fan, if you're an Elton fan, if you're a fan of both now. Like I came to this, like I said, really being a Brandi fan and having nothing against Elton John, but like if they were to do another album like this, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Like,
I would too.
I don't think I'd even go out of my way to hear anything before it came out. I just wait and buy it. So that's our thoughts on the Elton John and Brandi Carlile record. I don't even know who's supposed to be listed on it first. I'm guessing Brandi, but who knows? So yeah, I like the record a lot. If you have thoughts on it, please drop them below. If you would, please at least hit the like button because that does help us. It's one of the many free ways to help us out, that or sharing the video out on social media, stuff like that. It helps us out a lot. That is Lauren. My name is Russ. As we always say, thank you so much for watching.